standpoint as well as from a personnel standpoint. I have, as I said, worked within the community to work with our young people and gaining them honest employment with businesses such as Subway, businesses such as Burger King, to make sure that they understand the value of not standing on the street corner and earning a dime, even though it is hard work, going out there into Burger King and earning a minimum wage. The importance of working and earning your money honestly, so that these young people such as my nephew, so that these young people such as my church members are able to see how important it is to set a positive example for other young people or other peers who might be watching. Not only did I serve as a detective with the City of Sumter Police Department, I served as a school resource officer for more than 5 years. I'm also an associate minister with First Baptist Missionary Church. I don't think that the desire not to have law enforcement stationed at nightclubs is so much to take the religion out of law enforcement. I am a minister, and I will be a doggone good sheriff candidate. Not only because I hold myself accountable, but because I hold myself accountable to God. And because I do hold myself accountable to God, I expect for my officers to also hold themselves accountable to the people of Sumter. As a sheriff candidate and having worked in the school for more than 5 years, I see the value and I have seen the value of having school resource officers in the school. We do have a gang task force with the Sumter County Sheriff's Department. However, I believe that we need to have not only a gang task force, but an SRO unit that works together. An SRO and gang task force that is able to combine, and do apologize for the music. I guess just be a good time for the week. Let's all just go ahead and dance right now. But the value of having a gang unit and SRO unit combined. That way, that unit can not only work in the school to prevent things from happening in the school, but they also have the foreknowledge to be able to deal with and combat those things before they get to the streets. One thing that I was fortunate to do as a school resource officer and having that experience in working with our young people is to see things happening in school and be able to inform the officers on the street. Be able to go out after school and speak with these parents, educate these parents. Prevention is the most important aspect to law enforcement. And far too often we get this mentality of we must deal with the crime, we must catch the criminal. People don't want to be a victim in the first place. And so I do agree with many of my opponents who have said that we need to be proactive. But what we have not talked about here is how we will be proactive. Not only must we get into the schools to do education, not only must we get into schools to improve communication, not only must we get into schools to establish that relationship of trust with our young people, but we must also let the criminals know we will not stand by and accept you all taking over this community. How do I intend to do that? By investing in our K-9 division. I want criminals to know that if you go out and commit a crime, if you go out and rob the lady at the Walmart parking lot, if you go over here and break into a store, a car in the mall parking lot, if you go and break into this home, this business, we are going to be after you. First, investing in the K-9 division. Also investing in training for officers, other resources so that criminals get the message we're not standing by anymore. And finally, I think that it's important that we improve and increase our communication with you. One of the reasons why people, and I found this as a detective, one of the reasons why people in the community do not want to speak with law enforcement when law enforcement goes into that community is because they know after that crime has been committed, they're in that community alone. Why? Because the law enforcement officer responds 5 minutes later after the crime is investigated, they're gone. And oftentimes you don't see them again until another crime is committed. Amen. All right? We really and truly need to improve on that presence. We really and truly need to improve on that communication. We need to be not just a resource in the community, but a part of the community. My experience over the last 7 years with the department, my experience over the last 10 years in this community proves that this is not something I'm just doing because it's campaign season, which is something a lot of politicians tend to do. If you look at our record, if you conduct research, if you take the time, and I cannot stress it enough, take the time to look at each individual candidate. Don't listen to anything we have to say up here. Certainly take it into consideration, but pay it no attention. Look at our history. Character is not what you do when everyone else is watching, it's what you do in the dark. Look at what we've been doing when we thought no one else was watching. Look at what we've been doing when we thought it was just us and doing our jobs. I've taken my position and I've made my position rather than allow the position to make me. As a police officer, as a school resource officer, as a detective, my job did not require that I go and sit at these dinner tables with parents. My job did not require that I go and walk down Bowman Drive and become a trusting person to these young people. My job did not require that I go out here and find employment for them. That is who I am. That is my character. So please do your research. My website is www.letsvote.com. I will have cards available for you. I do want you to take the time to really consider this person that we elect as sheriff is not a person that we must elect on likability. It's a person we must elect because we know they are committed, have been committed, and will remain committed, just as committed to getting the job done as they are to getting elected. My name is Vaughn. I have been serving this community for more than 10 years, and I do hope to serve this community for many, many more as Sumter County Sheriff. Thank you for your time.
All right.